Let's talk about food for a minute. MSU has tremendous purchasing power. We have a lot of people here who eat, myself included. How does food play a role in sustainability?
Oh, it's tremendous. I think food is one of the perfect illustrators of sustainability and some of its gains and challenges. We serve at Michigan State about 30,000 meals a day. I mean, that's a lot of food. 30,000 meals a day, over 30,000 meals a day, and that's just what we serve. I mean, what about what people are bringing on campus and the local restaurants and establishments? So food is a big thing here. Food is both a waste product. It's also there's energy associated in the food system. There's a lot of issues there, water, cleaning. I mean, just you could go into it forever. And so right now we are looking at a couple things for food. We're looking at first our food purchases. I think our customers, our students, faculty, and staff are looking for more local purchases. Some are looking for organic options. They're looking for what they consider more sustainable options, and however that is that they're defining it. So our residential and hospitality services group has been looking at using more locally sourced food. I think now they're at up to about 20% of their food supply is going to come locally. Now, obviously, when you're serving 30,000 meals a day, you need something very reliable and consistent. So, of course, there's still the need to, look at vendors outside of a local area, but there's definitely a focus on looking locally. And the nice thing about that is it's stimulating the economy. It is, providing really good, fresh, local food to our students and faculty and staff. The other projects that we're working on in food relate to food waste. So there have been tremendous strides put forward to eliminate the amount of excess waste you have, period, by just kind of right-sizing what you're ordering for what people need. As some of the new dining facilities are definitely using smaller plates and smaller trays so that people are taking less. And helps with the freshman 15 too as well. So, but now we're trying to address what happens to that food waste if you're chopping vegetables and you have a couple ends here. What do we do with that? And we currently have a couple projects underway. One looking at composting with the Student Organic Farm, which Laurie is heavily involved with, and then another one looking at using food waste in an anaerobic digester. And that has tremendous applications. If they're able to make that technology work and scale it up, you can use the byproduct of the methane from the anaerobic digestion process either for power or for just a variety of things.
Now I'm stunned with the phrase anaerobic digester.
Don't ask me to spell it. No.
Okay. Can you tell me what it is?
The simplest way, it's not really pretty, but the simplest way I would describe it is that there's you just think of your stomach, a digestion process where it breaks down certain things. So right now we obviously have a lot of research farms. We have research animals and they produce manure, and we don't want that in the environment because there are some environmental effects to having a lot of animal waste. So you're taking animal waste, and what they're finding is if you mix it with food or food waste and are able to break it down, it produces gases or things that can be used for power or for other resources and other means. So it's kind of taking two products which before we thought as throwaway products, or who's thinking about what's happening on the farms and the manure. I mean, that's not exactly the most interesting.
Well, and if folks are sitting down to a meal right now, we want to apologize to them for my question about the anaerobic digester. Let's quickly shift to a Student Organic Farm. I go to some of the residence halls and see food that's being grown right here, which is, it can't be all of it, but some of them have special days where you have, where these vegetables all came from local farms. That's pretty cool.
It is very cool for many reasons. Yeah, we like to say 3 miles from student farm to student fork. That's a partnership that we developed a couple years ago with Residential and Hospitality Services, and it in part helps our student farmers who are learning to be farmers at the Student Organic Farm learn how to contract with an institution, which is another key piece. Not only do they need to learn how to grow the crop, then they need to figure out how to market or outlet their crop. So for us, we run the farm as a CSA, Community Supported Agriculture. We also run a farm stand, but that other piece, that helping our students learn what do they need to do to prepare that food, to write a contract with an institution the size of MSU, or for example, the analog would be with a restaurant or another large institution like a hospital or a prison, or our public schools are clamoring for local food. It helps our students look at some of the little barriers and hurdles that they're going to have to get over to contract once they become farmers to sell their food to other people. So that's a really nice, again, MSU being a learning laboratory, for us to say, residential and hospitality services to enter in a partnership with us to say, yeah, we'll go through this learning with you. So what are the challenges of a big institution contracting with a small farm, which is something that's playing out all across the state. Michigan is the second most diverse agricultural state in the nation. We have lots of small farms here in Michigan that would like to contract with hospitals and schools and other institutions, but there are a lot of barriers there in the supply chain for them to contract. So that's a really neat partnership from that end of the marketing end. But it's also a neat piece for us to have our product being served in the res halls on campus. So yes, once a month you can go to Snyder Phillips and have a student organic farm entree salad. Chef Eric there is wonderful and has partnered with us. And that's another interesting learning piece, is that then our students also see, and chef sees, that you have to plan almost a year in advance to do this. You can't just say, oh, it'd be nice to have organic greens next month on the menu. You have to get that. We have a planning schedule. He has a planning schedule. So our students sit down, our student farmers sit down with Chef Eric and say, okay, let's look at the year and plan out a year's worth of menus for featuring salad from our, we like to call it the Salad Palace, or the Yakeley Hoop House out at the farm. And then we're also selling product to Yakeley Hall, who features our greens on the salad bar. We also have a limited number of times that we are contracting with the Kellogg Center. So we partner with the Kellogg Center each year now with a big gala that we host out there, and the chefs come out and feature Michigan products for a 5-course, beautiful on-farm meal. And again, it's another way to showcase Michigan farmers and help elevate them to have connections with institutions like MSU.
And they're really being propelled to a new way of thinking about farming and what it means to be a farmer today.
Absolutely, absolutely. We really are appreciative of what chefs are doing to help the consumer think differently about cooking and food, and bringing this great heightened awareness about fresh, local, organic, sustainable. That movement has just exploded in the last 5 years, and that we think, a lot of big name chefs that are starting to put farmers front and center to their restaurants.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back.